have features of right ventricular failure. But then, how do we diagnose left ventricular failure? Somebody who said commonest cause of left ventricular failure, right ventricular failure is left ventricle. That somebody actually made a diagnosis of left ventricular failure. Then he said it is commonest causing right. So how do you make a diagnosis of left ventricular failure? So you saw cardiomegaly in the X-ray, isn't it? So what does that suggest? That suggests a chronic left ventricular endovascular pressure rise, which causes a chronic left ventricular dilatation. So that suggests a chronic left ventricular failure. So of course you are not using X-ray when you were examining it. So what were your clinical findings to suggest that he had a cardiomegaly? Yeah, all of you can say. AB3, where was it? Could you feel the AB3 well in this man? Could you localize it well? Or was it all over the place? Or was it not felt at all? It was well palpable? And was it well localized, well palpable, or was it all over the free body? Like it was well palpable in the left fifth interosseous space, it was well palpable in the fourth interosseous space, it was all diffuse. Was it diffuse or was it localized? Okay, Ravi is helping me in locating heart pressure. Ravi has come now. You were unable to localize it. It was diffuse everywhere. Maybe in the epigastrium also. Not epigastrium, but it was all around the precordium. It was there, but you can feel it well. Okay, so that is telling us that it's a right ventricular area, which means right ventricle is dilated more than left ventricle. That's why the left ventricle has gone behind. And actually you cannot localize it because the entire place is right ventricle. Everywhere you will find it. So that again tells us right ventricular failure. There is no feature of left ventricular failure. So what are the other features of left ventricular failure? What are the other features of acute left ventricular failure? Which of course this patient may not have. No, signs of left ventricular failure. What are the cardinal signs of left ventricular failure? These are the three cardinal features. Respiratory gallop, pulsus alternans, and basal cavitation. So what is pulsus alternans? How is it seen? The BP question comes to haunt you back. How does one see pulses alternans in left ventricular failure? So now we are asking those traditional questions asked by traditional old time examiners, which I hope not to ask. But yeah, some people might ask me. How to check for pulses alternans? How is it seen? Okay, so we move to. So he had all features of right ventricular failure, no features of left ventricular failure. So what is the next possibility in this 85-year-old man? So when you try to make a diagnosis of heart failure, what other things can give rise to pulmonary arterial hypertension, right ventricular failure? What is the second common cause of right ventricular failure? Pulmonary. So what is the X-ray tells you that he may be having pulmonary? We have to see the X-ray. Other than cardiomegaly, what else? Here. Does something tell you that he may be having quad pulmonary? Or is it all cardiomegaly? So one thing is, it is showing you maybe it's more of a right ventricular enlargement. The LV index is a little bit upturned, possibly. Although it may not be also. Can't really be sure. Because in the LV border you see two shadows. One which is above the LV and there is another more opaque shadow, more wide dense shadow. And then there is another shadow above that, slightly greyish. So anybody, Arvind, can you tell us what is this happening here? What is this double contour of the left border? And there is a double contour of the right border. See, exactly similar. Double contour of the right border. So what is this? Yeah, right ventricle, and then there is a left double contour, the left side. I understand. That is is what we can call this. Double contour is a giant left atrium. Like as you can see, the left wide portion could be a big left atrium, which is the most posterior structure of the heart. So when you take a PA view, they are all superimposing. But then, at the same time, why are we seeing this double contour on the left side also? Left ventricular pre-posterior wall seems to be having a double shadow. So what is the reason for that? Yeah, there is no doubt that there is a cardiomegaly. There is no doubt about it. But is it all because of right ventricular failure? Issue is slightly telling us more force that it is left ventricle only and it is in sixth space. Then we would have just gone with her, saying yes, yes. That is all left ventricle. But because she only said that it is diffuse right ventricular type, so we are also now thinking, could it be a lung cause? See, the commonest cause of right ventricular failure, second commonest cause, is lung problem. He is having at night and he is waking up at night with dyspnea. Which person with lung problem does not wake up at night with dyspnea? Yeah, it is chronic. Yeah, in acute exertion he will wake up at night. Same like PND, he will think it to be PND. It's actually that he is having shortness of breath, thinking waking up at night because of his lung problem. But what? Yes. So what will tell you that it's more of a lung problem? Anything in the symptom? Symptoms for lung problem, symptoms for heart problem. So interbronchial symptoms for cough and sputum. Yes, cough and sputum. Anything? Wheeze, yeah. Anything? Now you were saying GK, she is saying PK, means practical. Does he have shortness of breath? Does he have cough with expectoration? Does he have hemoptysis or wheeze as he said? He has no cough with expectoration. So why is it not a lung problem? A chronic bronchitis giving rise to pulmonary hypertension, cardiovascular failure. That is what it seems to be. It's not a cardiac failure, left ventricular failure. So you see, this is how we kind of, through discussion, through debate, come to come to one conclusion, which may not be still concluded. You might still say, no, he's got left ventricular failure. I don't care what you say. It is left ventricular failure. You can say that. But when you put everything, all the data in the table, it is looking more and more like a lung problem, which is leading to all these problems. The RBBB, all that. Generally around where is the problem, why is the problem, what can be done about it. Any three of these areas. So first we have this diagnostic uncertainty about where is the problem. Is it the heart or the lung? We have kind of made it more uncertain by, first we were very certain it is the heart. Now we have made it more uncertain by telling it maybe the lung. So there are a lot of questions here. Then why? Why will come once you are certain that it is the heart? Then the why part becomes easier. First you have to be certain where it is. Heart or lung? Then the why will come. If it is the lung, smoking. If it is the heart, again so many risk factors. 85-year-old is itself a risk factor. That is the why. Now what are we doing about it? So is there anything mentioned about the treatment here? Aspirin and see, everything is for. So tell us, give us your comments on this treatment. What is this treatment for? How is this treatment going to help him? Aspirin 75, atorvastatin 40, clopidogrel 75, fluid restriction. So it is currently, both of your cases, 85-year-old man. You are also 85-year-old, same patient, both of you. Good. So how is this helping him? How is it supposed to help him? Now that we have a diagnosis, how is it really helping him? So antiplatelets, we have stopped there. How is it useful to me? Okay, what about the other one, the statins, atorvastatin? How is that useful? Yeah, so it stabilizes. So both of them are preventive medication. Okay. So it is supposed to be preventing a heart attack or a brain attack. These are the two attacks. And any other attack you can have? Ravi? Other than heart attack and brain attack, any other attack which these can prevent? So brain vessel, heart vessel. Where else can the plaque rupture? For which it needs to be stabilized and the platelets need to be paralyzed. We have seen it so commonly they come. Suddenly, severe limb pain, gangrene, limb attack. So rupture of the plaque in the femoral artery. The entire thing will be blocked suddenly. And the patient will severe pain and gangrene. So any vessel thrombosis can happen potentially. Commonest are of course in the brain and heart, but limbs are also very not uncommon. We see them. Okay, so these three medications will only prevent that, nothing else. So what are we doing with it? He came with a different complaint, and we are treating something else. We are treating him for the future. He came for the present problem. So what are we doing for the present problem? Fluid restriction only, nothing else. Maybe bed rest. That's also a huge thing. In heart failure, bed rest is the most important treatment. So that of course we do for everybody who comes, including the MBBS students. So that we are giving. But anything else would have been useful. Particularly if anything is a cough with expectoration, bronchitis, chronic bronchitis, acute exudation, what would be useful? So are we sure, have the graph come? Are we sure this is the only medicine he is getting or something else is also being given?
Lasix is also given.
Lasix is also being given. So Lasix will reduce the fertility, might reduce the venous return and preload of something. That may help to some extent, preload reduction. Especially the pulmonary arterial pressure will come down. What else? What about shortness of breath? Which is because of airway obstruction. What do you give to that? Cough, shortness of breath, airway obstruction, wheeze. Bronchodilators. Bronchodilator nebulization. Is he getting that? Did you see a nebulizer in front of you when he was there? Maybe it was being given 6 hours or 4 hours. At that time it was not being given. Huh? He doesn't have any cough expectoration. But she said cough expectoration was there. Huh? He was telling. He is not being given. So this is all he is getting, that treatment only. Nothing more.
Initially we started in Lasix, but he went into hypertension.
Hypertension.
Like 70-60.
Initially you gave crucimide and went into
Like
hypertension.
40 mg. 110 by 70. So we started 40 mg Lasix.
And he went into 70.
70.
So we stopped the crucimide. What?
At the time and we just waited. And over
With bed rest.
With bed rest.
And he has become better. So he is saying coffee expectoration was very rare. What do you say? Did he say it was very rare or very common? Seen in him. This is again particular knowledge from the way. So what was the frequency of that cough? Frequency of symptoms is very important. Is it once in 1 year as he is saying very rare, or is it once in every day? Or twice every day, 10 times every day? That is frequency. And duration is, if it starts, how long does it last?
It is 7 days or it is months.
So 2 episodes in 1 month. So second episode means what was the episode about? Can you describe the episode?
1 month back he got fever, cough and chest ulceration. He went to local doctor and he said it's a fever. Now he developed all these symptoms like fever, edema, cough and symptoms.
So everything started after cough and fever for 1 month, and then he has developed fertility 1 month. So going by this chain of events, does anything come to your mind? 1 month back, fever, cough, maybe pneumonia, maybe just bronchitis. and now all cases of fidelity, right heart failure. So how do you correlate this into a diagnosis? Can there still be a COPD or acute exacerbation in which, acute exacerbation 1 month back was precipitated by a infection, either a virus or a bacteria, maybe COVID, and that caused a lot of acute exacerbation, cough and shortness of breath and fever. Then slowly that part settled, and he has developed features of right ventricular failure because of the pulmonary arterial hypertension created, because of the hypoxia also. Slowly the pulmonary hypertension can resolve. Or it's also possible that he had a heart failure which was precipitated at that time because of a silent death, which is not showing in the ECG.
So he has previous symptoms of fidelity since 1 year.
Achha, since 1 year he is having
He
intermittent.
has on and off symptoms of fidelity.
Ah.
He consulted a medical doctor.
Ah.
It was subsided with medications.
Since 1 year he is having this. Even Mohita has seen that. Okay, so that means it is not just 1 month back, it has happened for a longer time. So duration of this problem is for 1 year. Intermittent edema is coming, which is because of intermittent heart failure. Now, is this heart failure being precipitated by the lung problem or a left ventricular failure? This is what we have to confirm. So, what is the consensus of the house? What does everybody believe? Is it the lung problem causing that or is it heart? Yes, Mansa? We want to have your inputs on this and form the consensus. No idea? Natasha? So Ajit, is it a cardiac problem or is it a lung problem? Cardiac. Something must have happened 1 year back in the cardiac, the right ventricle. That is giving rise to recurrent right ventricular failure. So every time he is having a left ventricular failure, giving rise to right ventricle. Okay, yeah. So look at the subjective thing. What is it written? Make it bigger. Shortness of breath.
Fidelity, shortness of breath.
The top what is written? Fidelity.
First one is fidelity.
Fidelity means shortness of breath. Then reduce.
Decrease urine output and abdominal distension.
Okay, decrease urine output. That's also very important. And next, what happened to that? Is any respiratory rate written anywhere? So that's a very important thing which has been missed. Respiratory rate is a very important thing. Maybe we can have it in the sister's chart. Then we come from even SpO2. What about the SpO2? Nowadays, these are the vitals which are important. Pulse, temperature, respiratory, BP plus SpO2 and blood sugar. 18. Only. Acha, 90 room temperature. Which means you are absolutely normal as far as lungs or for that matter even heart is concerned. Yeah, whatever there was in the heart had also become normal. Only the right ventricular part was there. Because you see, acute left ventricular failure will manifest in the lung when the acute stage is there. After the acute stage is over, it will spare the lung, not doing anything. Then we go into chronic stage, and again when another acute attack happens, again the lung will fail. That is pulmonary edema, pulmonary congestion. Another way in which chronic left ventricular failure can cause shortness of breath, tinnitus, other than intermittent acute attacks. How else will chronic left ventricular failure cause shortness of breath? Yes, pulmonary arterial hypertension, like in this patient also. What kind of shortness of breath will you have due to only pulmonary arterial hypertension? Because around the alveoli, all the vessels will congested and it will make the alveoli stiff. So what will happen? Whenever you are exerting, let's say you want to go from here to gate number 2, what do you have? The alveoli will not be able to distend properly and you will have exertional distance. So that is because of pulmonary arterial hypertension. It may not be necessarily due to She is again putting them. She is again putting them and sending. So we will send it when it comes. Have a seat. Now what about the treatment? Treatment also we are not taking. So we are just giving furosemide, treating the pulmonary arterial hypertension, which could have been because of lung problem or heart problem. Either way it does work. Because there is a common end point. Be it lung or heart, it is because pulmonary arterial hypertension. And we have treated it with a drug to reduce the volume. But we have not given anything for the cause of pulmonary arterial hypertension, be it the heart or the lung. Because we don't even know what is the cause. Is it the heart or the lung? We have given some prophylactic medication here, thinking that it might have come on. So it's quite sketchy here. Whatever treatment we are giving, whatever diagnosis we are making, it's really very, very pathetic. Okay. So you have finished.